All right, welcome back to the Knives Fast channel. And guys, it's a CRKT on the table, and I am actually very excited to share it with you. I am digging this knife. You guys know from my unboxing and from some of the other videos I've done and I've talked about it, I actually really like this knife with some exceptions. This is the Liong Mah designed Lanny from CRKT. So let's go through it. Say hi to Ren and Stimpy and Powdered Toast Man, and let's get going. Even got a CRKT logo back here on my ammo can. But anyway, let's get started on this guy and see where we go. Now, this is an assisted open knife. So right out of the bat, you guys know it's not my favorite thing, but that's okay. We're going to talk about this one piece by piece. So let's, first of all, stainless steel handle. Love this texture, guys. They call it gray, but, you know, it's stainless steel, so of course it's gray. But it's got this great kind of gritty texture over here and kind of beat up looking, almost hammered finish. Rolled off on the edges, and you have this nice, dip in the handle material here where your hands can wrap around it really well. I dig that. The lanyard hole is a little small and strange, but I think you can fit just about anything through there. I haven't really tried, but it's good. You got this blue pocket clip. I think it's stainless steel, so it may just be painted, but I don't care. It's beautiful. CRKT on the, so you do have some billboarding there. And guys, recessed pocket clip screws. They are blue, and I love it. Blue hardware as well. They do stick proud ever so slightly. We've talked about this 100 times. If you're going to roll it off there, you're going to end up with a little bit of the screws sticking up. You do have a cover plate here, and these pocket screws on this side do stand up just a little bit. So I think that's interesting that they put recessed ones in there, but they couldn't put recessed ones here. Don't understand that, but that's okay. Got the blue pivot. Really cool design on the pivot on both sides. Really, really well done. I like that. You do have a fuller here in the blade, but you really can't, at least I can't. It's a fuller for looks to me, or for using it as a nail nick if you wanted to. Really cool jimping, guys, and I will explain why I like that jimping in just a moment. And the blue backspacer with the jimping and the little slot in it, it makes it really cool. So let's open this. Let's look inside. So we do have some relief or skeletonization inside the liner, in the back, but not in the middle here, and all the way through on the lock side. As far as lockup, I would call that a 20 to 30, something in there. You do have decent access to the liner lock. That is not an issue for me at all. It actuates very well. Really good. So as far as the blade, I love the look of the fuller. I love this drop point. You do have a compound grind as far as, I think that, yeah, this is hollow and this is flat. But easy enough to sharpen. Doesn't really seem to be a problem. Guys, I was trying to figure out earlier, and I think the answer is yes. There's a slight recurve here, but very slight. I don't think it bothers me. Nice sharpening choil. As far as billboarding, you have the CRKT logo here. Lanny with the IKBS ball bearings logo, and Mah design. It's the 65, whoa, can't read it, 6525. And again, there's your sharpening choil. It is a sharpening choil. It is not a finger choil. If you want to get up on the flipper tab, that's at your own risk, not mine. So yeah, as far as the jimping, man, it just locks you in. Again, some might consider it too aggressive. I love it. It is aggressive, but it's great. As far as the fit of the knife in my hand, I take up the whole knife, but it is great. I love the way it feels. The pocket clip is not a hot spot for me because it's nice and low and short. You feel it, but you feel pretty much every pocket clip. And, you know, some people say jimping doesn't come up far enough. This one comes up enough that even when my thumb is past it, it still grabs me enough, and I dig that. And guys, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to do the paper test because I screw it up all the time. But I'm telling you right now, this hollow grind is awesome. So I did forget to say one important thing. This knife comes by way of my buddy Lefty EDC. He wanted to check this out. He sent it to me. I'm getting ready to drop it in the mail to him because he wants to take it apart. He bought it from White Mountain Knives. Now, guys, if you go to White Mountain Knives, you can use the code LEFTY10 and get 10% off at White Mountain Knives. I think that's pretty cool. And Lefty bought this one at $58 at White Mountain Knives. We'll come back to whether I think that's a good price or not here in just a moment. So let's put it down here by Lefty's logo, and let's talk about specs. So it is 7.4, so just under 7.5 inches. The blade is just over 3.18. And HCR 13 MOV steel, so a lower end steel. It is obviously a drop point blade, as I said. 4.25 on the handle length, and the weight is 4.10 ounces, which I think for the thickness, this guy is pretty thick, guys. If you look at that, the handle is pretty thick. The blade is fairly thick, but again, because of that hollow grind, it comes down to a nice, let's see if we can see oh, come on, specs, help me out here. 0.15 on the blade thickness. So not ridiculously thin, but very nice and thin and slicey. It's a good cutter. So again, this is assisted, so it's obviously not drop shut, but let's talk about action. It flies out of here. It really, really does, to the point that, you know, at some points it sort of feels like it wants to jerk out of your hand. It's not going to, but you feel that jerk because that spring lights it up. Now, my least favorite part about an assisted opening knife is closing it, because a lot of them include it, you know, and I know autos too. You can't really close them really well, but with one hand, because of this jimping up here, is easy and it's great. So let me just say it this way. Does this knife need to be assisted? No. I wish it was just a manual knife that had a great action and I could shut it. Does it bother me greatly on this particular knife that it's assisted? Oh boy, guys, I'm going to get hate mail on this one. No, it doesn't. Because I can shut it one-handed. I just wish it didn't have it. I know that sounds terrible. I just said it doesn't bother me. It just doesn't need it. But as far as the flipper tab, which I didn't really talk about, no jimping on the flipper tab. Nice, decent, low-profile flipper tab. And again, you hit it, it's coming. Really well done. The lockup, again, I think I already said that. Really well done. The centering. Yeah, I would call it pretty dead center. It may be, I think it's dead center. It's tricking me there. But I dig this knife, guys. So, two things. It doesn't need to be assisted. It's okay that it is. I bet you a lot of you will buy it because it is. So I'm reviewing this for you. Those of you who don't mind assisted opening knives and actually like them, this is a good assisted opening knife. So for those of you that like that, you probably will enjoy this. Now, HCR13, medium size or good size EDC knife, really beautiful stainless steel handles, just over 4 ounces. So what do I think of the $58 price? So it's not bad. So do I think 58 might be a little high for HCR 13? Yes, I do. But if it is, it's like $10 or $12 too high. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not a price expert. I think for the Liong Mah design, for the awesome texture, for the beauty of this knife, I don't think it's that far off. I really don't. So I know some of you are going to disagree with me. CRKT Knives seem to put me in a position where where I say things that kind of get me in trouble. So we'll see. Again, just really digging it, guys. I don't I don't really have a huge problem with this knife, except for the fact that, again, it doesn't have to be assisted, and it might be slightly high on the price. I think that's a pretty good rating, a pretty good grade for this knife overall. So let me know what you think, guys. Am I off my rocker? Am I right on? Thank Lefty, guys, if you would, for sending this one my way, and I'm sure he's excited to take it to pieces and see what it looks like inside. And so I'll get this shipped off to him right away. And thanks so much for watching. Give me your comment, hopefully a thumbs up and a subscription. And thanks, guys, for watching the Knives Fast channel.